Catch-22 says, some of the best moments in this book are moments where we see pure vulnerability in various interactions with Darrow. Victra to Darrow, Mustang to Darrow, Darrow to Severo, Darrow to Mustang, Darrow with his mother, Darrow and Ragnar to Mustang. In a book that is very much about war and betrayal, was it difficult to give these characters these moments of love, relief, and passion?
Not at all, because that's the entire reason that there's tension and meaning in the violence. I kill a lot of characters. And
You asshole?
When you care about them and then there's violence and you have these moments of vulnerability and then there's violence, it makes it feel more real. It makes the world and the story that much more important, I think, particularly with the present immediate tense. You're living it with Darrow, and so I think it enhances the war aspects of it. And also from the perspective of writing, I'd say those moments are usually the ones I nail in the first or second draft, and the war ones are the ones where I'll say this happens and like leave it blank in bold text and say, come back and fix this, come back and make this work.
Yeah.
I get more excited to write those vulnerable character moments because those are the signposts. Those are the reason for the story.
You can tell that it comes from such a special place. And I agree, like with light needs the darkness, you need balance. If you're going to go full explosion and violent, you need those soft moments as well.
Red Rising series is nothing if not brash and violent and hard, and so those moments of vulnerability I think stand in great contrast, and they form a dichotomy, which is something that's been really fun to work with on this series. And that dichotomy is, if you look at Severo and Fitchner, a lot of the prickly characters, they're so savage on the outside because they're so vulnerable on the inside.
They just want to be loved.
Yeah, and we all just want to be loved, or at least seen.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of the hardship in the book is moments where Darrow is proving to people that he can see them. And so then after those moments, they let him see them. And I think those moments are always earned. Try to make them always earned.
They will walk in a shadow. Like, you know what I mean? They step out of a spotlight to walk in a shadow. Like, this is a great Tactus sort of observation where he was ridiculed for being in Darrow's shadow.
But he felt safe there.
The mighty servant. Yeah. But at the end, he chose that spot because Darrow saw him for who he was. Game Wizard, who is a member, says, out of these first two books, which character was the hardest to kill off? And Tamezu, who's in the document, said something a little bit similar. Was there a character in Golden Sun whom you found particularly painful to kill, or who you even had second thoughts about removing from the story?
Lorna Arcos is really hard to kill.
Fuck you for that one. Like, we only just got him. He was a legend that was mentioned throughout the first book. He was a man we fell for. He gave me Odin vibes, you know? This was the father figure, and it's this whole, I will set you up, I will train you, I will teach you, my time has ended.
Yeah.
K. Frito, why Pierce? Why?
Because it elicits that reaction. When Lorn's around, you feel too safe. He has too much to teach Darrow. He is a legend, and you just want to see him fight. But it was my way of pointing out that it's not always fair. You don't get to see him fight. Lila's sawing of his neck is probably the worst ending for a great man like that. But it is the culmination and fulfillment.
He didn't even want to be a part of it.
That's his culmination and fulfillment of his warning to Darrow. And it's also the weight of it to Darrow. He knew he didn't want to be a part of it, and he dragged him in, and he didn't even get to make a difference, really.
No.
And that's what sucks so much.
Forced him to choose, forced his hand, and then he lost it trying to... KP Dubs says, you left us feeling forlorn. Oh, Arcos. Nicely done, KP Dubs.
Well, that's actually where Lorn's name came from. No. Forlorn. So I like taking words. And
is that real?
Yeah.
Shut up.
It comes from Forlorn. Yeah. I mean, look where you meet him. You meet him on this windswept, wave-stricken castle in the middle of nowhere on a stormy ocean moon. He's lost 4 sons to battle.
Yeah.
He's lived a life in service to something he doesn't believe in anymore. And so I thought of the character, and he felt like the word forlorn to me, so I just said Lorn. Darrow is the same way. Darrow is arrow with a D. It also means spear in Gaelic, but at the same time, I like sometimes making character names almost like onomatopoeia. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So like Victra, very sharp cutting.
I mean, I still have an argument that Virginia's name should have been Maude because it's got AU in it. Augustus.
I felt that would have been too on the nose, Maude.
I mean, you could have given some meaning to this shitty name that I have, but okay.